No single gesture, such as avoiding eye contact, touching the face, or fidgeting, can reliably prove that someone is lying. This documentary deliberately separates popular myths from what behavioral science actually supports. He doesn't look nervous, he isn't sweating, his voice is steady, and when the detective asks the question everyone has been waiting for, "Were you there that night?" No. He looks exactly like the person you'd expect to trust. I was at a restaurant, a table near the window. The waiter in a blue shirt brought the receipt. I took a phone call. The story is detailed, his answers sound confident, nothing about his behavior screams deception, and this is where our brains can make a dangerous mistake. Humans constantly use shortcuts to judge other people. Confidence can feel like competence, calmness can feel like honesty, and certainty can feel like knowledge. But none of those qualities automatically mean someone is telling the truth.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Now imagine judging her by body language alone.
You might think she's hiding something.
But she's telling the truth.
We've all heard the rules. A liar won't look you in the eyes. A liar will fidget. A liar will touch their face. A liar will look nervous. But these aren't reliable lie detectors. People behave differently under stress, pressure, culture, personality, and fear. One gesture can't reveal what's happening inside someone's mind.
Then explain this. Maybe the clue isn't in his eyes. Maybe it isn't in his hands. Maybe the real clue is hidden somewhere much harder to fake. The story itself.
What if the signs everyone looks for are completely wrong? Next, the psychology of deception. Lying can happen for many reasons: self-protection, avoiding consequences, social pressure, embarrassment, or personal gain. Nervousness alone does not establish deception.
Why would someone lie about where they were? Lying isn't always about greed or evil.
Sometimes people lie because they're afraid of what the truth might cost them.
The motive can be protection, avoiding embarrassment, protecting someone else, or simply wanting to control how another person sees you.
These numbers don't match the original file. Now here's the problem. Every one of those reactions could happen to someone who's telling the truth.
I didn't change the numbers. Fear creates physical reactions, but fear and deception are not the same thing.
Daniel, I understand this is stressful. Thank you. I was at the restaurant. I saw him on the street. I called for my car. Some people become remarkably convincing when they lie. They may prepare their story in advance, built in. They may even believe their own version of events. Confidence doesn't prove honesty, and nervousness doesn't prove deception. Human memory isn't a perfect recording. When people try to remember stressful or complicated events, details can sometimes be incomplete or reconstructed. That means an inconsistent detail doesn't automatically mean someone is lying. Memory itself can change.
Who accessed the file last?
Not me.
She's acting suspicious. It would be easy to decide she's guilty. But there's a problem.
Let's check the access log.
Her nervous behavior looks suspicious, but the context told a completely different story. Earlier, you said you left at 9:15. Yes. Here, you said 9:45. Now we're looking at something more meaningful than a nervous hand or wandering eyes, a specific inconsistency that can be checked against evidence. But even here, caution matters. People can misremember, people can misunderstand questions, context changes everything.
So what changed between your two stories?
The question isn't simply, does this person look nervous? The better question is, what changed when the pressure began? Avoiding eye contact, staring, smiling, or looking nervous are not reliable proof of deception. People behave differently depending on personality, culture, stress, and situation. The strongest approach is to look at the whole context and verifiable information, not one gesture. Look at me, Daniel. For decades, people have been told one simple rule. If someone can't look you in the eyes, they're probably lying. But it's one of the most popular myths about deception.
Where were you last night?
At home.
Imagine judging Ethan only by what you see.
The same behavior can come from anxiety, fear, shyness, social pressure, or simply being uncomfortable in an intense situation.
You're very calm.
Because I'm telling you the truth.
Here's the twist. Someone who knows that people associate eye contact with honesty can deliberately use it to appear trustworthy. So eye contact can be performed, just like confidence can be performed. Our faces communicate constantly, but a facial expression doesn't come with a built-in translation. A smile might mean happiness, it might mean politeness, it might even be a way of managing discomfort.
You said you didn't leave your apartment after 9 p.m.
This is where things become more interesting. Not because his eyes move, but because the new information creates a specific question that can be checked.
Can you explain that?
Good questioning isn't about hunting for one magical gesture. It's about comparing what someone says with what can actually be verified.
You told me you never left. Maybe this is the clue we've been looking for. Not a wandering eye, not a nervous hand, not a forced smile, but a claim that can be tested against reality. Daniel, where were you at 9:37?
Because sometimes the most revealing signal isn't what the body does, it's what the story can't explain. An inconsistency can be worth examining, but it is not automatically evidence of lying. Memory errors, ambiguity, stress, and misunderstanding can all create discrepancies. The strongest clues come from multiple pieces of independently verifiable information.
You said you were home. So why does your phone place you somewhere else? This is where deception investigations become complicated. A contradiction can raise a question, but a question isn't proof.
Human memory isn't a perfect video recording. Under stress, people can forget details, confuse times, or remember the sequence of events incorrectly. It happened around 8. Wait, maybe it was closer to 9. That's why a changed detail needs context. What changed? Why did it change? And can it be independently checked?
You said you sent the file at 3 p.m.
Actually, wait, it was 3:20. Why did you change your answer? An unexpected correction can attract attention, but a correction isn't automatically a confession. I checked my calendar. I genuinely remembered the time wrong. Sometimes correcting yourself is exactly what an honest person does when new information helps them remember more accurately.
Your statement says you stayed home, but the parking system shows your car downtown. Now the investigation has moved beyond body language. Multiple independent pieces of information can be compared with the person's account. The goal isn't to interpret every movement, it's to determine whether the explanation fits the evidence.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
She sees the classic signs: avoiding eye contact, closed posture, short answers.
But there's one thing she doesn't know.
I got fired this morning. I didn't know how to tell you.
The same body language that looked like deception was actually fear, embarrassment, and emotional stress. This is why body language should generate curiosity, not certainty.
So, where were you at 9:37? I wasn't at home. I went to the hospital. Why? My father had been taken there. The context. Suddenly, the body language didn't reveal the truth. The evidence did. Then why did you tell me you were home?
Because sometimes the biggest mystery isn't whether someone is lying, it's why they felt they couldn't tell you the truth.
Body language can provide context, but it cannot reliably prove that someone is lying. In real situations, avoid treating nervousness, eye contact, posture, or facial expressions as definitive evidence. Look at the person's circumstances, ask clear questions, and verify important claims independently.
Only 3 people had access.
He's nervous.
To the human brain, Marcus looks suspicious. But suspicion is not evidence. Did you open this file? Yes, I opened it because my manager asked me to check the formatting. The behavior looks suspicious. The context changed the story.
Who were you talking to? Nobody. Her brain starts connecting the dots, but those dots may exist only in her imagination.
I was talking to my brother. He asked me not to tell anyone yet. He got a new job.
The same body language that looked like deception had another explanation. Deception isn't always about reading someone's body language. Sometimes manipulation happens through a screen. Urgency is powerful because it reduces the time we give ourselves to think. A simple pause can create space between emotion and decision. So from 2 p.m., I was at my desk working on the report. Walk me through what happened from 2 p.m. onward.
I finished the section, then emailed it to the team at 2:30.
What happened next? The goal isn't to trap someone, it's to understand the story well enough to compare it with what can be verified. When something feels suspicious, don't stop at body language. Ask 3 questions. Behavior creates a question. Context provides meaning. Evidence helps establish what actually happened.
You were at the hospital. Your phone confirms it. So why did you tell me you were home?
Because I didn't want anyone to know who I was meeting.
Who?
My brother.
Your brother died 2 years ago.
I know, that's exactly why I couldn't tell you.
Then explain this. Because sometimes the truth isn't hiding in someone's eyes. It's hiding in the story they're afraid to tell.
No body language gesture can reliably prove deception by itself. Even trained people can struggle to distinguish lies from truth. The safest approach is to observe patterns, consider context, ask neutral questions, and verify important claims.
You said you haven't seen Alex in 2 years. For most of this story, we've been watching Daniel's body, his eyes, his hands, his face. But what if we've been watching the wrong thing?
Humans love the idea that deception has a visible signature. But real deception is much more complicated.
Our brains constantly make judgments about other people. And when we believe someone is suspicious, we tend to notice behaviors that confirm our suspicion. The same behavior can have completely different explanations.
So does body language tell us nothing? Not at all.
Body language can tell us that something may have changed, emotion, attention, discomfort, surprise, or stress, but it doesn't automatically tell us why.
A better observer doesn't immediately decide he's lying. They ask, what changed? What happened before it changed? And can I verify what I'm hearing? I wasn't there. But you knew.
Alex didn't die 2 years ago.
What?
Everyone thinks he did. He disappeared.
Daniel had been hiding the truth not because he was protecting a criminal, but because he believed someone was trying to find his brother.
Why didn't you report this?
Because the last time I did, someone followed me home. His nervousness wasn't proof of deception. His avoidance wasn't proof of guilt. There was a completely different story behind the behavior.
Imagine if we had judged Daniel at scene 1. We would have mistaken fear for deception. We would have mistaken confidence for truth. And we would have turned ordinary human behavior into evidence. Every person you meet is carrying information you cannot see.
Fear can look like guilt. Confidence can look like honesty.
Silence can look like secrecy.
And nervousness can simply mean someone cares deeply about what happens next.
What are you going to do now? Tell the truth.
Maybe that's the real lesson about deception. Not learning how to catch every liar.
The real skill isn't becoming a human lie detector. It's becoming someone who observes carefully, questions calmly, and verifies before judging. Your brain wants simple answers. A nervous person must be lying. A confident person must be telling the truth. Someone who avoids eye contact must be hiding something. But human behavior isn't that simple. Body language can give you a reason to pay attention. It cannot give you permission to judge. So the next time someone looks nervous, don't immediately ask, are they lying? Ask a better question. What else could be true? Don't become a human lie detector. Become a better observer. Observe, question, verify, understand. If this documentary changed the way you read body language, comment observer below and collages that reveal the hidden science behind everyday human behaviors.